We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. Tonight we wrap up this three-game series between the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Looking forward to this matchup, and it's next on MLB Network. Garrett Cole, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, this guy is one of the better pitchers in the league, and one stat that jumps out, take a look at that strikeout to walk ratio. That's about as good as it gets. And look for him to dominate in this one.
Here's Will Myers, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
Leading off tonight for San Diego, the right fielder, Will Myers.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Drilled on the ground to short. And there's one down now. And here's a chance to look at the starting nine for the visiting San Diego Padres. Danny, any thoughts?
Well, keep an eye on the dynamic abilities of Will Myers. His batting average is on the rise right now, and if you look at his last 10 games, you know why. He's hitting over 350 in that span, so he's found his groove. He's hitting just about everything right now.
Here comes the first pitch. Greg Garcia is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. Dan Dero, you check out this Dodger team as they enter play here tonight. They've got to be considered the hottest team in baseball right now as they come in winners of 9 of their last 10 ball games.
Yeah, Matty, this team finds itself with a huge lead, double digits right now, and climbing, playing really good baseball. Some people will say, oh, you don't want to have that big a lead, you start resting on your laurels. I look at it the other way, man. You've earned the right to kind of get some guys off their feet if the manager wants to. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. This team's focused and playing really good baseball. I would not worry about it. Keep pushing the throttle.
Now a fastball is lifted into the air to shallow center. Story backs up and takes care of it. 2 away.
Boy, he showed some pretty good range, heading pretty deep into the outfield to bring that one down. Thought the out, but he clearly had it under control.
And in steps Manny Machado. And as you take a look at the splits here, he's actually better against right-handed pitching this season. Now here's the pitch.
Today it'll be partly cloudy with a forecasted high of 88 and a low of 65.
And set up
tomorrow,
behind the
there'll be
dish is
scattered
Clyde
thunderstorms.
Washington as you see the rest of our umpiring crew there.
Yeah, Matty,
Here's the
Clyde's
latest
my
news.
type of umpire. I didn't mind the low strike zone, and that's exactly what he has. If you're not going to give him above the belt, I'm okay with it.
Dero, you know, one of the things I guess with Clyde is he is a real good low strike umpire. Pitchers seem to like him more than hitters, but one thing I will say, he has a very consistent zone. It's a low zone, but a consistent zone.
Being shot at Knoxport in Ohio, and a man died after being shot at 29th and Downey.
Now the 2-0.
Police are trying to figure out what motivated the shooting and are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. And Denver police made another huge fireworks bust, arresting 2 men. They found $10,000 to $15,000 worth of fireworks in a home in the Harvey Park neighborhood just off Utica and Harvard. Complaints about fireworks are up across the metro area. This
Bases
is the
are empty
5th
here with 2 men
fireworks
out.
bust in recent weeks in the city of Denver. Denver alone has received 850 complaints
Trying to
about
bury
fireworks.
one down and away, but it's full count now, 3-2.
DUI enforcement starts today for the 4th of July weekend. You can expect to see more state patrol officers as well.
Line drive to left. Upton is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Padres down in order. It's the Padres nothing, Dodgers coming up. You're watching MLB Network.
Can affect your driving for 2 hours. We saw a jump of 300 confirmed cases of COVID-19 between Tuesday and Wednesday.
Chris Padres starts the game on the mound for the third and final game of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, Matty V, a little bit of a mixed bag with this guy. An ERA of over 4 in his last 3 starts. He's either been really good or really bad, and recently he's been more bad than good. It'll be interesting to see if he can turn it around and pitch better in this one here today.
NBC Sports Update at 6:58 p.m. on March 31st.
He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the
NBC
first.
Sports Radio Update starts now.
It's official. The NFL playoffs are now bigger. I'm Jeff Biggs with a big vote going down today. The NFL owners, via conference call, approved expanding the playoffs from 12 teams to 14 teams starting next season. There will be an extra wild card team in each conference,
Guys, the
and
swinging
only a
Friars as
first-round
they
bye
take the
for the
field here tonight. They come in the midst of a stretch where they've dropped 6
wild
of
card
their
games
last
with the
9.
other going to NBC. Tonight, football week in America continues on NBCSN, starting with Tony Romo's first home start with the Cowboys in 2006 against the Panthers. After that, it's the Cowboys and the Giants from 2009, with a report up right now on PFT on how this season could be a make-or-break season for Giants GM Dave Gettleman, with more Chris Sims and Mike Florio on NBC Sports Radio.
Just get rid of everybody and start over again. That's the way to do it. Wipe the slate clean. If the Giants are fixie this year, they should have fired him when they fired Pat Shermer and gotten a new GM and a new head coach all at once.
I don't think this comes as a shock. This is a big draft for Dave Gettleman. This is a big year for the Giants organization in general, but I expected Dave Gettleman to be in the hot seat if things didn't go well in New York. Elsewhere in the NFL, it's official. Tom Brady is going to wear the number 12 in Tampa Bay, and the Bengals have cut loose former first-round pick corner Dre Kirkpatrick. Updating the coronavirus, the legendary Dr. James Andrews has temporarily suspended all Tommy John surgeries. This NBC Sports Update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, vehicles. 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. I'm Jeff Biggs, NBC Sports Radio.
You know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy
From
has.
CNN News Briefing at 3:52 a.m. today.
This briefing is brought to you by NetSuite, by Oracle, the world's #1
snaps in
cloud
there for
business
a
system.
called strike 2.
Very rarely does a pitcher like this leave one in a location like that.
Good morning.
That's a pitch right
This is
there
your
he'd like
CNN
to have
News
back.
Briefing
He'd
for
love to
Monday,
swing at that
July
one again.
27th.
Bases are empty, 1 man out.
Senate Republicans are working with the White House to finalize a new $1 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill, which could be released later today. It's expected to include another round of $1,200 checks to many Americans. However, the current $600 weekly boost to unemployment benefits is not likely to be extended. It comes as another 54,000 COVID-19 cases were confirmed across the U.S. Sunday.
As he will look at a first pitch fastball.
A vaccine trial in the United States is moving on to its third phase this week. The vaccine is being developed at the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases in partnership with the biotech company Moderna. The next phase will involve 30,000 volunteers and will test whether it protects them against the virus.
Like this, punching tickets right out of the gate.
The U.S. consulate in the Chinese city of Chengdu has officially closed its doors this morning amid worsening relations between Beijing and Washington. China ordered the consulate shut last week in a tit-for-tat move after the U.S. abruptly ordered China's consulate in Houston, Texas to close.
Now it'll be the
2 adults and a 9-month-old baby have been killed after a light aircraft crashed into a backyard in Salt Lake City, Utah. 6 people were on board the plane, according to authorities. The pilot was one of those killed, while his wife remains in critical condition. The cause of the crash, in which 3 homes were damaged, has not yet been determined. And tributes are being paid to the actress Olivia de Havilland, who died on Sunday at the age of 104. The 2-time Oscar winner, one of the stars of Gone with the Wind, had an acting career that spanned more than half a century, but may be remembered for an off-screen role. Her successful lawsuit against Warner Brothers helped to shift power from the big Hollywood studios to the performers. That's all for your CNN Morning News Briefing. For more on these stories and the latest news, you can always visit CNN.com.
Your business needs every advantage to succeed. You need to be smart. And smart companies run on NetSuite by Oracle. The world's #1 cloud business system gives you control over every part of your business. Over 20,000 companies trust NetSuite to make it happen. Make yours one of them. Learn more by visiting netsuite.com/top5. From there, you can schedule a tour of NetSuite and get their free guide, 7 actions businesses need to take now. That's netsuite.com/top5 for your free guide and product tour.
From the Denver Post at 5:30 a.m. on November 28, 2019.
Hello. The Denver Post daily briefing will be on hiatus starting November 28th. We will be back with you soon. For the latest headlines, visit denverpost.com.
From Sky News at 9:50 a.m. today.
From the Sky News Centre at 4, a pet cat has tested positive for coronavirus in the UK. It's the first animal anywhere in the country that's known to have caught COVID-19. The news has been confirmed by the UK's Chief Veterinary Officer, who says it's thought the moggy caught the disease from its owner. Meanwhile, the government's warning holidaymakers that no travel is risk-free at the moment after quarantine rules were reintroduced for those arriving from Spain. It means people have to self-isolate for 2 weeks when they return. These families who've just landed back at Manchester Airport aren't too happy about the rules changing partway through their trips.
It doesn't seem to be a consistent strategy. I don't think anybody knows what they're doing.
We probably wouldn't have come if we'd have known. Can't go back to work now. It just seems a little bit unfair.
It's absolutely ridiculous. You government, you need to look into things. You'd better get this vaccination out soon.
Jamie Oliver says he's pleasantly surprised by the government's new obesity strategy, which will ban buy one get one free offers on unhealthy foods. But the celebrity chef thinks the new measure should only be a first step.
If you're a kid and you're from a poor background, you're over twice as likely to be overweight or obese. We know that has correlation with low educational attainment. We know it means that on average you get paid less, you have more days absenteeism, cost the state more, and end up dying slightly younger.
The White House insists President Donald Trump is not at risk after his national security advisor contracted COVID-19. Robert O'Brien has mild symptoms and is working for what's called a secure location. Filming has got back underway on the fictional wards of Holby City, with the medical drama planning a special episode on the coronavirus crisis. All cast and crew will have to adhere to real-world social distancing rules while on set. And in sport, Liverpool defender Dejan Lovren has left the club after 6 seasons with the Premier League champions. He is off to Russian club Zenit St. Petersburg. That's the latest. I'm Kit Bradshaw.
From Global News at 7:17 a.m. today. Today is Monday, July 27th, and these are your morning headlines. 30,000 American volunteers are helping test an experimental vaccine in the world's biggest COVID-19 inoculation study. Scientists with drug company Moderna will closely track which group experiences more infections. In Portland, a shooting between protesters led to 1 injured and 2 arrests on Sunday night outside the federal courthouse. The victim suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound, and the suspects were taken into custody. The cleanup will continue on Monday in the aftermath of Hurricane Hannah. The first hurricane of the 2020 Atlantic season blew ashore as a Category 1 storm late Saturday afternoon with winds of 145 kilometers per hour, drenching South Texas. And singer Sierra is a mom again. She and her husband, Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, have announced on Instagram the birth of their son, Wayne Harrison Wilson. The baby was born on Thursday. For more news, visit globalnews.ca.
Padres pick up a run on the RBI double. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 San Diego.
From Fox News at 9:08 a.m. today.
Now in the box, Mookie Betts. And what a season he's having. Entering play, leading the league in 2 of the 3 triple crown
A new coronavirus case high up in the Trump administration.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien has tested positive. According to a statement, O'Brien has mild symptoms and has been self-isolating and working from a secure location off-site. Earlier this month, O'Brien traveled to Europe to meet with officials from the UK, France, Germany, and Italy. Fox's John Decker at the White House. Nearly half a baseball team has the virus, postponing a game in Miami near where Fox's Evan Brown is live. Yeah, Dave, the Miami Marlins were supposed to play their home opener tonight at Marlins Park, hosting the Baltimore Orioles, but 12 players and 2 coaches have tested positive for coronavirus and are now quarantined in Philadelphia, where they just played the Phillies this weekend. As a precaution, the Phillies game tonight against the New York Yankees has been canceled. Those Marlins players testing positive are being placed on the actual injured list, though shortstop Miguel Rojas tells reporters he and his teammates had been showing up each day, hoping to play. Dave? Having Vice President Pence will go to Miami today to meet with doctors and researchers. Over the weekend, Florida surpassed New York in total cases, now second only to California. President Trump will go to a pharmaceutical manufacturer in North Carolina as Moderna begins a new phase of testing for its, in fact, experimental vaccine, the world's biggest clinical trial so far. We're going to make sure that any therapeutic or any vaccine is safe and effective up to the FDA's gold standard. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex $1 trillion of financial aid, a third of what Democrats in the House had already passed. Many of the provisions in the massive package Congress passed in March are beginning to expire, like the $600 boost to unemployment benefits. Democrats want to continue that payment. Republicans are pushing a different formula this time, one they say ensures a government benefit no more than about 70% of a worker's previous pay. Fox's Rich Edson. America's listening to Fox.
2020 has been a gut punch to American business. And if you're going to succeed, you need every possible advantage. That's why savvy companies like Moink run on NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. With NetSuite, Moink has visibility and control over their financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need, all in one place, so they can deliver ethically raised, delicious meat to homes all across the country. Here's Moink founder, Lucinda Cramsey.
Feeding America is not a job I take lightly. I need to know how my numbers translate to food on folks' tables. So I ain't got no time for a math mistake. NetSuite is my single source of truth. Financials, inventory, and supply chain, all in real time. Americans depend on Moink to keep their families fed, so I depend on NetSuite.
NetSuite surveyed hundreds of business leaders and assembled a playbook called 7 Actions Businesses Need to Take Now. Receive your free playbook and schedule your free product tour at netsuite.com/Fox. That's netsuite.com/Fox.
A first for an African American. The late Congressman John Lewis will get what's a rare honor for anyone. His casket will lie in state today and tomorrow at the U.S. Capitol. The Democratic civil rights leader's funeral will be Thursday in Atlanta, Georgia.
Memorials for the late Congressman John Lewis at the Capitol, delaying today's planned hearing with the CEOs of Google, Facebook, Amazon, and Apple. The tech leaders will appear next week before the antitrust panel of the House Judiciary Committee via teleconference. Watch for questions about competition for tech platforms and whether the companies are trying to suppress smaller startups. Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
In Milwaukee, police are searching for whoever killed a black man who was a Trump supporter.
60-year-old Burnell Tremmel, a black man well known for holding Vote Trump signs and others with Bible verses, was gunned down in Milwaukee in broad daylight last week. Friends are demanding answers for the man who they also say believed in democracy and believed in free speech.
He always had something positive to say, whether it be religion, politics, or something like that. And it's not that you don't have to agree with him. If you just listen to him, you can learn a lot.
White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany also tweeted about Tremmel's murder over the weekend as Milwaukee police ask anyone with information to come forward. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Hawaii caught a break as Hurricane Douglas passed just north of the islands. It did dump heavy rain, but there wasn't as much wind and storm surge as had been feared. In Texas, though, Hurricane Hannah made landfall twice, causing some flooding. This man's boat was damaged in Corpus Christi.
We're going to do everything we can to rebuild it as best we can. And
one left for LA.
Make it right again.
It remains
on Wall Street, we're seeing some gains to start the week. The Dow up 118 points. The Nasdaq's also over 100 higher. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
America's ready to get back to work. But to win in the new economy, you need every advantage to succeed. Smart companies run on NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. Receive your free guide right now at netsuite.com/box. That's netsuite.com/box.
And he misses inside with that one, ball one.
From the New York Times briefing at 3:55 a.m. today.
Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1.
From the New York Times, I'm Michael Navarro. Here's what you need to...
Now here it comes. Swing and a miss as he pulled the string on him, 1-2.
Hey, this guy's got an 89-mile-an-hour changeup. There was a time
galvanized thousands of people to join protests across the country over the weekend.
With the fastball that time.
Reviving nationwide protests that had largely dissipated.
So a full count now. Will Myers will be next.
One of the most intense protests was in Seattle, where a demonstration against police brutality turned violent after some protesters lit a detention center on fire, smashed windows, and damaged a police building.
I know he's struck out there, but for a pitcher, that's a pretty solid at bat.
In response, police declared the protest a riot, fired flash grenades, unleashed pepper spray, and rushed into crowds, knocking people to the ground. That's it for today. I'm Michael Navarro.
So here's Will Myers. As he'll take a look at a slider here.
How does your home impact your health? Can virtual reality help millions suffering from loneliness? I'm science journalist Corey S. Powell.
And I'm culture critic Kristen Meinzer.
We teamed up with Invesco QQQ and T-Brand at the New York Times to create Innovation Uncovered.
The world is changing in real time, often in ways we can't predict. On Innovation Uncovered, we share stories about the groundbreaking people and technologies that are reshaping our culture right now.
Listen now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Invesco Distributors, Inc.
From ABC News Update at 9:04 a.m. today.
A shot hit down the corner.
From ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. An honor guard at Joint Base Andrews loading the casket of Congressman John Lewis into a hearse. That hearse will drive around Washington, D.C. before the civil rights pioneer lies in state in the Capitol Rotunda. That's a day after Lewis was taken across the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama for the last time, where he was nearly beaten to death during a voting rights march in 1965.
But the most astounding thing about Congressman Lewis being left for dead on that bridge is how he got up both physically and spiritually.
That's Bernice King yesterday. She's the daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 2 Major League Baseball games scheduled for tonight have been postponed because of a COVID-19 outbreak among the Miami Marlins. ESPN MLB insider Jeff Passan says it's a worst-case scenario for the league less than a week into its season.
Started with one player testing positive about 72 hours ago. Then yesterday, 3 more players tested positive. And when the tests were done last night on the rest of the club, 8 of them came back positive among the players. That is 40% of their roster.
The Marlins game tonight against the Orioles postponed. So is the game between the Yankees and Phillies in Philadelphia, where Miami played over the weekend. The White House says National Security Advisor Robert O'Brien tested positive for COVID-19 and is experiencing mild symptoms.
And has been self-isolating and working from a secure location away from the White House, adding that there is, quote, no risk of exposure to the president or the vice president. O'Brien is the highest-ranking White House official to test positive for COVID-19. In early May, the vice president and one of the president's personal valets also tested positive.
ABC's Karen Travers. Republican lawmakers today set to unveil their latest economic relief proposal. And overnight in Portland, federal agents once again declared an unlawful assembly as they clashed with demonstrators for another night. You're listening to ABC News.
From NBC Nightly News at 6:49 p.m. yesterday.
I'm at home all the time right now, and whether you're working from home or working on your fitness, you want what you're listening to be what you're listening to, not what your downstairs neighbor is listening to. Steven?
Everyone needs a great pair of wireless earbuds, but before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, you need to check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon. Raycon earbuds start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound incredible. Their newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet, with 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design that gives you a nice noise-isolating fit. I just got a pair, and they are so comfortable. I take calls on them, I listen to hours of podcasts on them. They basically almost never leave my ears. Now's the time to get the latest and greatest from Raycon. Get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/NBC News. That's buyraycon.com/NBC News for 15% off Raycon wireless earbuds. buyraycon.com/NBC News.
Breaking news tonight, a battle on two fronts. Parts of Texas underwater after a hurricane tears across the coast, while coronavirus cases there surge.
It's very challenging to add on the component of COVID-19, and it becomes more daunting.
Residents rescued from flooded homes, then given temperature checks at shelters. And now this, bars there opening in defiance of state orders. On the rise, Florida passes New York in total number of COVID cases, and on both U.S. coasts, dozens of lifeguards test positive. Final crossing, the powerful moment when John Lewis was carried across the bridge in Selma, Alabama one last time. Violent outbreaks at protests across the country. A gunman opens fire in Austin. Another fires into the crowd in Colorado. In Seattle, police clash with demonstrators. Life and death decision, the big change these teachers are making rather than risk their health in the classroom.
This is NBC Nightly News with Kate Snow.
Good evening. The season's first hurricane made landfall in South Texas last night. Some places saw up to a foot of rain there. More than 100,000 people are currently without power, and it's all made much worse by another crisis. Towns in the path of that storm are battling a rise in COVID cases. President Trump today declaring an emergency there, ordering federal assistance as we begin what is already a very active hurricane season. Sam Brock has our report.
In Texas, the season's first hurricane, leaving flooding and fear in its wake as Texans cope with the coronavirus crisis.
We noticed that the whole walkway to the pier was gone.
Boat rescues by night and realizations by day of a rocky road ahead for storm victims and first responders getting people to shelters.
Your whole intake system changes. In the past, you could just file people in a singular line and have them come through and process them. Now you have to take medical evaluation, temperature check.
Across the state, cases and death tolls mounting as Houston's mayor announced more COVID deaths in July in that city than the previous 4 months combined. At the same time, some Lone Star State bars opening in defiance of the governor's orders.
Don't get me wrong, we are kicked off bar owners, but that's not what we're trying to show. We're trying to show that we can open up safely and operate.
Another state struggling with widespread transmission, Florida, now second in the country in total cases, leaping past New York with more than 420,000. COVID still spreading rapidly as families uncover brand new fears.
As a parent, this is your worst nightmare.
Absolutely. It's devastating. My stomach dropped when I heard the news.
Desmond Silva just graduated nursing school and moved to Florida for his dream job on the front lines. After contracting COVID and the flu in May, he self-quarantined and recovered until Thursday, when his mother says
he was perfectly fine. After dinner, he started complaining that he had back pain, neck pain, and the back of his head was kind of like throbbing. Once they got him into the emergency room, 8 minutes later, that's when the idea began.
Silva now paralyzed from the neck down, though stable, his mom says, due to COVID complications. And in California, the state leading the U.S. in infections, several straight days of record fatalities, and the first L.A. County firefighters succumbing to COVID. In nearby Newport Beach, 10 firefighters and 11 lifeguards tested positive, officials attributing to community spread. And across the country on the Jersey Shore, more than 20 lifeguards contracted the virus after attending social gatherings.
And Sam's with us now. Sam, it's not just the hurricane that hit Texas. There's actually another hurricane threatening the U.S.
That's right, Kate. Hurricane Douglas, still a Category 1, bearing down right now from the east on the Hawaiian Islands. They are setting up emergency shelters, but staffing and spacing an issue with COVID. And over my shoulder, the Atlantic Ocean here, there is a disturbance right now with a 90% chance, Kate, of becoming at least a tropical depression in the next 5 days. So both coasts. Kate?
Yeah, as we said, an active season already. Sam, thank you. A powerful day of remembrance today in Alabama. The casket carrying civil rights legend John Lewis was taken to the site of his most famous stand more than 50 years ago. For the final time, he crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Wayne Alexander was there.
One final journey through Selma, Alabama.
Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Thank you for accompanying John to Selma one last time. Lead me on.
Hit softly on the ground.
It's only fitting for Congressman John Lewis that this be part of his homegoing. Selma, the city he helped thrust into the national conscience. He and so many others beaten to the ground on the Edmund Pettus Bridge as they marched for the right to vote. Over the years, he came back repeatedly to mark the anniversary of Bloody Sunday, most recently in March as he battled cancer. Cheyenne Webb Kreisberg was on the bridge with him. She was just 8 years old.
And as I looked down, I could see hundreds of policemen with tear gas masks, hundreds of state troopers on horses, the dogs, and the roof.
Today, for Lewis, a hero's farewell from the next generation of leaders here because of him.
I strongly believe I would have never been elected to office in this day and age. So they opened up a door that has not been closed.
And from hundreds more who never met the congressman but say he touched their lives. And so, with all of them watching, just as he did 55 years ago, carried in a horse-drawn caisson, John Lewis ascended the Edmund Pettus Bridge one final time. His family walking behind him in the same place where Alabama state troopers nearly ended his life. Today, they stand in salute. His words spoken years ago.
We're tired of seeing our people locked up in jail over and over again. And then you call us be patient. How long can we be patient?
For many, still echoing today.
He's left me richly with the importance of having courage, standing up for what's right.
Can't you hear him? Never give up. Never give in. Keep the faith. Keep your eyes on the prize. For John and our nation, let's make him proud.
My goodness.
And Blaine is with us in Montgomery, where the congressman is lying in state. He'll be honored in 2 different ways tomorrow in Washington, D.C. Blaine?
That's right, Kate. He's going to lie in state at the U.S. Capitol tomorrow. And also tomorrow, Congressman Jim Clyburn, a longtime colleague and friend of Congressman Lewis, says that he plans to introduce the John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act of 2020 on the House floor. Kate.
Blaine, thank you. And NBC News will cover that ceremony in D.C. live tomorrow. At protests across the country this weekend, we've seen some of the worst violence yet. Gunmen opened fire in 2 different states. 1 person was killed. Gotti Schwartz is tracking it all.
In Austin, Texas, a protest and then gunfire. As people run for cover. Police say a protester with a rifle was shot and killed by a man in a car driving through a crowd.
Suspect was detained and is cooperating with officers.
In Aurora, Colorado, this SUV driving down an interstate towards protesters was fired at by someone in the crowd. Investigators say another protester was struck as well. Over the weekend, a total of 5 people shot at protests across the country. While up and down the West Coast, thousands showing solidarity with demonstrators in Portland. There are protesters armed with leaf blowers to push back tear gas. Active ranks have clashed with the federal police force accused of being too heavy-handed.
2-1 now.
We're not just, I'm here for a game, it's not a joke, it's real. We don't get no police reform.
But Oregon's U.S. attorney says those officers won't back down until the violence stops. The Portland mayor, tear-gassed himself by federal authorities, insists the agents are only escalating tensions. The president now promising to send more federal agents to other cities.
It's pretty hard to see
arrested as the local police once again declare a riot defend an area protesters previously occupied for weeks. Agitators setting fire to the construction of a new youth detention facility. Across the nation, marches that seemed to begin peacefully being overshadowed by escalating violence. In Oakland, the fire set inside the Alameda Courthouse. In Los Angeles, windows of a federal building smashed. Anger over a movement sparked by police brutality continuing to escalate into seething civil unrest. Gabby Schwartz, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Today marks 100 days until the presidential election. That may feel like a lot of time or a little, depending on your perspective, but it promises to be a final stretch like never before. Andrew Mitchell now on the 5 key things that could determine the race.
On this day in 2016, the Democrats were nominating Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine. The next day, Donald Trump invited Russia to hack Clinton's emails.
Russia, if you're listening,
It was a wild race, but this campaign is unlike any other. The pandemic means crowd-free campaigning, no big conventions. After those empty seats in Tulsa, no more of the huge rallies President Trump was counting on. And Joe Biden, who loves campaigning and staying close to home. In 2016, the candidates made nearly 400 campaign stops in the final 100 days. Now, most events are virtual. The driving issue for many voters, the coronavirus. Biden's lead has only grown as the president is widely faulted for his handling of the pandemic.
Is there a way we can do something like that? Injection inside or almost a cleaning.
Biden seizing on the issue.
Mr. President, please listen to your public health experts.
The economy, always the president's best issue, now questionable, with 30 million Americans collecting unemployment. Mr. Trump also making law and order a campaign pillar, deploying federal forces into cities like Portland, using Black Lives Matter and race as a wedge issue.
When people proudly had their Confederate flags, they're not talking about racism. They love their flag. It represents the South.
It's basically an appeal to racism. It's an appeal to those who are worried, who are freaked out by the increasing diversity of this country.
While the president has the advantage of incumbency, Joe Biden has Barack Obama.
Something that I've always admired about you, Joe, is
out, but it's out of his reach, so that's a tough strike too.
Your willingness to listen and learn.
In echoes of 2016, U.S. intelligence officials are now warning Russia, China, and Iran are already trying to hack the campaigns and influence social media, causing Democrats to sound alarms that the president is not doing enough to safeguard the election. Kate.
Shopping for life insurance can raise a lot of questions. How much coverage do you need? Which insurance company is best for you? How much should it even cost? We know life insurance is important, especially now. But the pandemic is making it even more complicated to shop for it. Enter Policy Genius. They'll help you find the right amount of coverage at the best possible price, without the headache. Policy Genius compares quotes from the top life insurance companies in one place. It's super quick and easy and can save you $1,500 or more a year. Once you apply, their team will handle all the paperwork and red tape for free. If you hit any speed bumps during the application process, they'll be there to take care of everything. So if you need life insurance but you're not sure where to start, head to PolicyGenius.com. Policy Genius will find you the best rate and handle the process completely. They'll get you and your family protected and hopefully give you one less thing to worry about. Try it today.
Oh, and he can't catch up to the
We're back now with the tough decisions every parent and school employee has to make in the coming weeks, whether it's safe to go back to the classroom. Some teachers have already made up their minds and are now leaving the profession they love. Kerry Sanders has more on their difficult decisions.
Across the country, some parents may demand schools reopen, but some teachers have decided going back to the classroom is a risk they're not willing to take.
For me, it's a matter of life and death.
Miami elementary school teacher Patrinia Dozier Washington has underlying medical conditions, including asthma. Coronavirus just forced an abrupt end to her career. How difficult has this decision been?
I've been teaching for 38 years, and the decision to just not return at all was very difficult for me because I've been committed to teaching since I decided to go into the profession.
A recent poll found 1 in 5 teachers say they're unlikely to go back to the classroom, fearing they'll get sick. 9 out of 10 are worried about enforcing social distancing.
Kids are kids. Kids are going to do what kids do. They're messy by nature. They're social by nature.
Welcome back to the bottom of the fifth. Here's Heidi Watkey.
A challenge or impossible?
Well, probably impossible.
Second-grade teacher Christina Kerfman also forced to retire. 28 years in a Hamilton, Virginia classroom, but no more because of her autoimmune disorder.
As much as I love my job and love
people
I work with, my students, to me, it wasn't worth the risk at all.
A risk that the American Federation of Teachers estimates will cost $2.3 million per school for masks, hand sanitizers, equipment and staff to disinfect. Fear education already underfunded in this country will not meet the challenge.
They are not remotely prepared.
Heidi Hisrick resigned her job as a science teacher in Richmond, Indiana, after being told she could not teach from a safe distance over the internet.
How can these people figure out how to run a school during a pandemic safely with no additional funding? They've been handed an impossible task,
that's right there,
and they're failing at it.
Schools across America trying to figure out where it all goes from here and which teachers will even show up. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Miami.
So many of us talking about that. We're back in a moment with record temperatures in the Great Lakes and fears about how that could change the whole region. We're back with the heat wave baking the Midwest this weekend, and the Great Lakes are no longer such a great place to cool off. Water temperatures in the Great Lakes have reached record highs, and it's causing some real problems. Here's Kevin Tibbles.
And he lays off again, ball 3.
The largest body of fresh water on the planet, and this year the Great Lakes, all 94,000 square miles of them, are warmer.
The water's warm and very nice.
6 to 11 degrees warmer to be exact. A balmy 71 on Lake Michigan today.
It's actually quite warm. I might actually get in today.
In Lakes Erie and Ontario, water temperatures are spiking like never before. The others, Michigan, Huron, and even mighty Superior, are much warmer, much earlier in the summer season.
We put this at the surface to measure temperature.
Andrea Vanderwood is a doctor of oceanography who monitors this precious source of fresh water year-round.
We had less ice cover this past winter. That still meant sun was getting into the top surface of the lake and warming the lake.
Is this climate change?
We don't know. Lake Michigan here, we've had a record for temperature over 30 years. Somewhat of a snapshot of a climate change.
Commercial fishing is $1 billion industry here. And this is prime salmon season. Dana Bonney has changed the way he fishes.
They're down deeper, or we have to get out further away from shoreline.
Other changes too. Record high water levels are causing serious erosion problems.
Lucky he got a piece right
From the air, Vanderwood uses a highly sensitive camera to monitor water safety for millions in the region. But she says this summer's warm temps should not be cause for alarm.
Right now, I think the concern is minimal.
Instead, folks should jump in and enjoy it. The temperatures are so high in the Great Lakes this year, you can really say, come on in, kids, the water's warm. In a summer of COVID and quarantine, a warm place to escape to and cut loose with the whole family. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Grand Haven, Michigan.
When we come back, a hospital, a painter, and the healing power of art.
Dominating the game right now. Feels like we're seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings.
No doubt about that.
Finally, there's good news tonight about the power of an act of kindness from a total stranger. An artist in Los Angeles wanted to show his appreciation to healthcare workers in New York, so he created the perfect gifts.
Ready to deliver?
A special delivery from thousands of miles away. 1,800 paintings, one for every single person who works at Interfaith Medical Center. Prasanna Alston is the chief nursing officer.
I was there when the truck arrived, and it just reminds me of how others who weren't there with you, they were thinking of you, and it really meant a lot.
They're the work of Los Angeles artist Michael Gittes. Back in March, he watched as New York healthcare workers battled COVID-19.
I also personally
1, 2, 3
felt
go the Dodgers.
Really
they're down 1-0.
Powerless and frustrated.
So he began to paint.
I can't paint one for everyone everywhere, but I could paint one for everyone at one hospital.
Wanting to honor frontline healthcare workers, especially those working in underserved communities, he did a search and found Interfaith, a nonprofit community hospital. He called his project Strangers to No One, simple painting. A single flower.
If you love somebody, you give them a
On
flower.
its way.
For a month, Gittes painted, not with
Try
a
to
brush,
bunt for a
but
base
with a
hit here as he
syringe.
gets this one down.
At the hospital,
And he won't
nurses
take
and
any chances
doctors,
on that
janitors,
one,
and
as this is scooped
administrators
away in
all
foul
received their
territory
own
for
work
the
of
first
art.
strike.
Sheila Arthur-Smith, an
1-1
account
with San
representative, has
Diego's
worked at
leadoff
Interfaith
batter.
for 35 years. She contracted coronavirus and spent 8 days in the hospital back in March.
They told me I had to fight.
Her sister Patricia passed away from COVID-19 in
Fastball well
April.
off the plate for a ball.
I was devastated.
For her, Gittes' painting is a symbol of her survival.
It's not a big portrait,
Sent on the ground
but
out to
it
second.
represents
Fielded
a big
cleanly.
part of what
Throw
we're
to
going
first
through.
gets him, so the
And though
leadoff
they've never
man's
met,
retired here to
Interfaith's
begin
staff
the sixth.
feel deeply connected to Gittes.
There's absolutely not one person I come across that don't love the painting.
That
Stepping
love
up
passed
now,
on
Greg
from
Garcia,
California
0 for
to
2
New
from him
York
so far
with
in this
each
one.
unique flower.
I just hope that everybody is reminded that
delivery
they're
to him on
important
the way.
and that there are literally millions
Hit
of
on the
people
ground down the first
that
base
love
line.
them.
They are so important. That is NBC Nightly News on this Sunday. Lester Holt will be back with you tomorrow. I'm Kate Snow. For all of us here at NBC News, stay safe and have a good night.
And low, it's a ball and a strike.
Hi everyone, it's Lester Holt. Thank you for listening. Now, I want to invite you to talk to us. Here at NBC News, we'd like to know more about you and the topics you'd be interested in hearing about
From the
as we look
windup,
to
the
launch
1-1
new
pitch.
podcasts. Text
Tight
podcast
break with
to
the slider there, catches the
66866,
inside for a strike.
and we'll text you a link
That
to a
front
short
door
survey.
slider is a
Again,
devastating pitch.
text the word
By the time you
podcast
realize it's in the zone, it's too late. You can't even put a good swing on it.
Standard text messaging rates apply.
The 1-2
Your input matters. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
is taken for ball 2. 1 out, nobody on. Oh, and a great knuckle curve just buckled him there, and there are 2 gone. Here's Manny Machado now. No hits to this point. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
2-0 now.
2-0 to a guy with this kind of pop, you better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
Line drive to left. And that's in there, so perhaps some life here with 2 men out. 2-out hit, and that'll bring Brian Dozier to the plate this inning as well.
Count leverage right there, sitting dead red fastball, and he didn't miss it. Nice swing right there, driving it into the outfield for a knock.
Here's Brian Dozier now, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Now the 1-0. It's the outside corner, strike 1. Two out with a man at first. Ripped down the first base line, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We'll see 8, 9, and 1 due up in the bottom of inning number 6. It's the Padres 1 and the Dodgers nothing. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and next to hit is the catcher, Will Smith. First pitch on its way. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. Just a bit high with the fastball, but didn't get the call.
Hey, you want to talk about being in a zone? This guy's been raking lately, and it all starts with his pitch selection. 2 great takes, and he's almost daring the pitcher just go ahead and challenge him.
3-0 now. And now pitch on the way. And that won't find the zone either. So speed on base here to begin the inning. It's a 4-pitch walk.
They haven't been able to register a hit against this guy, but at least they have a base runner here. We'll see if that leads to something.
Next for the Dodgers, Garrett Cole. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First pitch coming. Here it is.
Great job right there to pull that one back, make the count 1-0, and get this defense on its heels a little bit. The number one thing, if you're going to be a good bunter, you have to get strikes.
He's ready. Now the pitch. And they indeed have the pitcher bunting here as he gets this one down. Throw goes to first here, so it works just as they drew it up. And now the possible tying run is in scoring position at second.
When the guy in the mound is working on a no-no this late, every play is exciting and stressful for the fielders. We'll see if they can continue making the plays behind him.
Stepping up to the plate, Trevor Story, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch, and it's fouled away.
Come on, guys, break out of this. I don't know why the fuck you guys are being no hit right now.
1-1 to the Dodgers leadoff man.
Like, get out of this shit. Get a hit. Have Will Smith score. Tie the fucking game.
On its way is pitch number 75. Hit out towards second.
Base hit, bitches, and RBI. Let's go, Dodgers. New life has been brought to this team.
Just about every time. The top speed here on show track.
Base hit and RBI. Breaks up the no-hitter and the shutout. 2 for 1 special off of 1 hit. Let's go!
Justin Upton the next to hit. As he looks at a
how to make me wait 5 1/3 innings for a hit? Honestly, I gotta admit, nice shot, Chris Paddock, for holding the Dodgers to no hits or 5 1/3 innings.
0-1, here it comes. Now a ball pulled hard but fouled off to the left. Runner on first here with 1 gone and a 1-1 tie.
Why are we all swinging at shit today?
And the count holds at 0-2.
That's like the part of the reason why y'all were being no hit for 5 1/3 innings. Swinging at shit.
Won't chase that one. It's 1-2.
Yeah, and if you get a guy flailing at a pitch like that, heck, you're going to go out there and throw that same pitch till he proves he can lay off of it.
The 1-2. And Upton swings and misses on a good pitch, and he's set down on strikes for route number 2.
Well, pitching domination continues. Just a total of 2 runs on the board, so both of these starters should feel really good about their showings. If you love good pitching, this has been the game for you.
I mean, this is a really good game of starting pitching. Safe. But these bats should have woke the fuck up way before the 6th inning.
Here's George Springer.
Is he going? Safe.
And even a pitch out can't do the trick. He's in there at second. Well, when a stolen base is that close, it's interesting to check.
Story's a go-ahead run on second with 2 outs.
Focus on the top speed, really good, and it paid off there.
And a 1-0 count. 2 outs. 1-1. 1-0 count. 1-1 count now. Should have been 2-0.
Like he was cheating a heater right there, a little bit.
I think that would have been ball 2. I don't know these umpire strike zones if I'm not actually playing it.
And this one just misses.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 1-1. Story is a go-ahead run. Springer batting.
Runner in scoring position at second.
The 2-1 from Paddock.
Hit high and deep out to straightaway left.
Go, 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 go. Yeah! Kiss it goodbye. Just like the ex-girlfriend, that ball ain't coming back. That one is long gone.
On the board with that home run. Number 21 for him on the season, and it gives the Dodgers a
3-1 lead. I think I messed up that home run call anyways.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else, and he did just that.
So that'll bring in Mookie Betts. Line shot to third.
2-run lead now.
Retired. But they strike for 3.
We got a lead. First lead of the game. Took me 6 innings.
7 hitters to start the 7th. It's 3-1 LA. Welcome back. Here's Heidi Watney with the report as we get set for the top of the 7th. Heidi.
Matt, I talked with San Diego's manager during the inning break about the Padres' offensive production to this point, and he really emphasized that they're not doing a very good job capitalizing on run-scoring opportunities. With just 1 hit with runners in scoring position in the game, you can understand why he feels that way. But
the Dodgers barely were doing anything with runners in scoring position because we didn't have anyone in scoring position.
They can start coming through with some big hits as we go forward.
All right, Canley and Britton warming up in the bullpen. All right.
First pitch of the at-bat. Trying to lay one down here, but he misses strike 1.
You could tell he had made up his mind in the batter's box that he was taking that one with him. Great execution of a changeup. Kind of spoiled his plan right there.
And a fastball way off target here, and it's even at 1.
Man, this guy's had their number all game long. Up, down, in and out. He's pitching very well.
Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. The Dodger bullpen now, as it appears they have both a lefty and a right-hander up and throwing. And now a slider in on the hands, and he's lucky that one didn't come and get him.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. Crowd gets up for the 3-2. High and deep down the left field line. And this will wind up a foul ball. The 3-2 one more time. A shot to second base. And
good catch, Amaya.
It's really important to be a second baseman and have some athletic ability. And how about this right here? He goes up high to snag this.
He's a rookie too. BT Dubs. Rookie second baseman, rookie third baseman, Cody Hosey. Well, also rookie shortstop is also Jacob Amaya. Rookie first baseman, Michael Bush.
Swung on and driven to right, and no doubt about it.
All right, he's doubled and fucking homered in this game. Doubled twice, homer now. What are we doing against him?
Shot here off the bat of Jurickson Profar. Third home run.
Seems like he's got Garrett Cole's number today.
Back within a run at 3-2 now.
And it looks like at least one player is having a night to remember. He drove in their only run earlier in the game and continues the hot hand with a deep one into the night sky.
And also it was the reason why we were down 1-0 for 6 innings.
Standing in now, Juan Lagares. As he'll take a look at the strike right down the middle, it's 0-1. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Smoked on the ground up the middle. That's through, and he's got his first base hit. He's 1 for 3.
That's got to be frustrating for the pitcher right there. He's well aware of who's having great seasons and who's having the tough seasons at the plate for the opposition. This guy put him in the tough season bucket, and he just gave up a nod to him.
All right, Roberts, good choice. Who are you putting in?
And it appears that we've seen the last here in this one of Garrett Cole. So he'll depart with the lead and a chance to be the winner, but he is responsible for the tying run at first. Giovanni Gallegos comes on to pitch here with one man.
Oh, that's unexpected. I didn't see him warming up in the bullpen.
Stepping in now, Austin Hedges. As he takes a cold strike at the knees, it's 0-1. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. As
ring him up, ring him up.
Time here tonight.
That's a big strikeout there with the tying run over at first base. Now, with 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture that guy home. Probably need a ball in the gap to give him a chance.
Eric Hosmer will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot.
Number 30, Eric Hosmer.
Fastball catches the black there for a called strike. He'll enter play here with an average just over 250. 13 home runs and 43 RBIs. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. That's strike 2 on a well-placed changeup around the knees. A runner on first with 2 away. And he strikes him out as well.
Ring him up, ring him up.
Punch outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen. The Padres are able to get 1 back in the inning thanks to the solo home run. Get up and stretch. It's the Dodgers 3 and the Friars 2. Luis Perdomo will come on now and make his 55th appearance of the year.
Number 61, Luis Perdomo.
At the plate, Jacob Amaya. He struck out and flied out. 0 for 2 so far. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Taken but called a strike.
Good luck with that pitch. That pitch is an absolute nightmare. Almost unhittable. Nasty downward action. High 80s velocity.
The 0-1 on its way. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. On the move is Lagares. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out.
The first baseman, number 9, Michael Bush.
So coming to the plate, Michael Bush. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch coming. Here it is. And now pitch on the way.
That's not a bad pitch right there. That two-seamer moving away from a left-handed hitter. Didn't get the strike, but I like the idea behind the pitch.
Very tight ball game. 3-2 our score in inning number 7. Popped up. Machado is under this one. 2 gone.
Up next to stop, the third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Into the box, Nolan Arenado. 0 for 2 on his line thus far. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 is laid off for ball 2. Hit hard on the ground to first.
Base hit.
Through into right, and he's aboard with a single. And you see on the graphic right there that his hitting streak will indeed live on as he just continues to hit the ball well. Into the box now, Will Smith. As he'll take a look at his strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. On the year, Smith is hitting over 400. Doesn't matter if you're talking about a series of games or a whole career. That's an impressive figure.
His batting average right now certainly signifies that this guy is having a great year. I'm very interested to see how this guy finishes up.
Lifted into center field. And he'll pull this one down a step or 2 in front of the warning track, and the inning is over. Dodgers leave 1. They're up 3-2.
Tight game in LA right now.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Will Myers. And at this point of the game, I think it's clear that the plan of attack against the top of the order has worked.
Well, when you've only surrendered 1 hit to the top 3 guys in the order up to this point in the game, you know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
First delivery to him on the way. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there.
Yeah, so Ozuna better be fucking warming up in the bullpen because I know he can lock down the door.
Here it comes, 1-0.
That's Bolton. 2-0.
And a fastball swung on and hit to second. Throw on
nice job, Amaya.
So the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. And both starters have been in form. 3-2 our scores. We give you a look at the starter comparison for these two opposing pitchers. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch.
Okay.
Here.
That's interesting.
Tommy Kingley will come on now, and he'll slide into the seventh spot in the lineup following the double switch. Cody Hosey will also come on
playing third.
Move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch.
Batting up, number 51, Cody Hosey.
So one man gone for the Friars in their half of the 8th, and Greg Garcia will be the next to bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit to third. Scooped up. Throw gets him. 2 down. Settling in now, Manny Machado.
I love it when a fucking person has to tell me they're not a scammer, even in like in quotations. Because honestly, I bet you this person is a scammer. I'm not even gonna give this. Wait, hold on, let me fuck with this person.
On its way. And he gets ahead 0-1.
Hey, great job.
Oh, by the way, the contents of this thing is some dude named Jude is 34 years old. He's from Nigeria, but claiming he lives in Dubai.
Play, and that retires the side. Padres down in order. They trail 3-2.
Hey, hi, my name is Jude, and I'm from Nigeria, but I live in Dubai, where I work. I saw your profile, and I glanced through your pictures. You are so beautiful. It's a fucking scam. I already know it. And I would like to know you more. I know in black, and not everyone like or want to mingle with blacks. Not to talk about being a Nigerian, but am kind and am real, not a scammer. Gently hearted person. I just want to know you and your friend. Then if you see or find me good, we can then work out things in other better ways. I'm 34 of age and am not shy to tell you that you are beautiful, and don't let anyone freak you out that you're not. Yeah, this is a fucking scammer. The person doesn't know how to speak proper English. It's a fucking scam message. It's simple.
That was a nasty sweeping slide.
Always look at the fucking verbiage and see if they know how to speak proper English. And if they say they're not a scammer in the first couple fucking sentences, it's a fucking scam. FYI.
Digging in and looking for more, Trevor Story. He came through with an RBI single in his last at-bat. Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch.
Whoa, whoa.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And that one misses badly. It's ball 2. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's popped up.
This dumb fuck did send me.
Ground. And nope, this one falls, so he'll get another shot. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Fly ball out toward left center field.
Drop.
And that one skips up over the wall for a ground rule double.
Well, he hit that one pretty well, all the way out to the warning track, and clearly there's some hard dirt out there because that ball bounced right over the wall for a
Some insurance run on second with 2 outs, and Upton's 0 for 3.
So far, but his guys are looking for him to change that right here.
Yeah, nothing better than coming through for the boys in a tight game, man. Especially when you're kind of due.
Super tight fucking game. I kind of like it though. It's full of good pitching. And a team, well, you damn well know it's not going to be in the playoffs. These guys, the Padres.
How about that for making something happen?
I mean, if I lost this game until the 15th loss I've had all year, so it wouldn't really matter. Like, oh, big whoop, lost number 15. Cool.
1-0 pitch on the way.
Have over 100 fucking wins and only 14 losses. 101 wins and 14 losses to be exact.
Finds himself in a productive count leverage 2-0.
So now count leverage 2-1. Story on third. No 1 out. Upton, I need either you can still be 0 for 3, which is a sac fly, hint, or
the offensive approach here
just gonna block this motherfucker. I'm not gonna talk to him. Or grounding out, still has an RBI, which is 0 for 4.
Here now the 2-2. Hit on the ground out to short. Fielded cleanly.
They're going home with it.
He's out at the plate.
Smart fucking move, Padres. Smart fucking move right there.
First with 2 men out, and that brings in George Springer.
And that last at bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So
I can't be not mad about it, but what the fuck? Story should have stayed on third.
In and out, and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate.
Upton's 0 for 4. Reach on the fielder's choice. You know, stupid base running decisions is what made me lose that winning streak again in Arizona. Because Will Smith decided to push a single into a double and got thrown out.
And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over.
And it kind of ruined the whole
and it remains a 3-2
vibe of the rest of the game. I could have got a comeback, but nope. All right, Ozuna, close down the door.
Roberto Ozuna comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the ninth. And it'll be the cleanup spot for the Padres. Brian Dozier will start things out against Roberto Ozuna, who for his part goes for the save in this one.
Tough situation, down 1 here on the road, trying to score off one of the game's top closers. They've got their work cut out for them.
Fouled away.
Let's go Dodgers.
The 0-1 pitch.
Might have been taking all the way right there. That pitch couldn't have split the strike zone any better, and you can bet he wants that one back at the plate.
And he wastes a fastball high there, 1-2. Fouled off. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. And he fouls this one off.
Even though I know Dozier didn't swing, fucking Blue asked for goddamn help. I know damn well he didn't swing because I know what check swings are. Trust me, I'm an umpire too.
Close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start.
Yeah, I know Dozier didn't swing, but still ask for help from the first base umpire. That's all I ask for. Just ask for help. Even though I know you made the right call, ask for help.
Here's the next one.
Ring him up, ring him up.
Strikes him out after a 9-pitch at bat. So the leadoff man gone to start the top of the ninth as we take a look at league saves leaders entering play. And as you can see there, he in fact leads the NL in that category. So digging
2 outs away.
He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point.
What if I told you the Dodgers would be no hit for 5 1/3 innings? Garrett Cole pitching a strong 1-0 game even though we were down. To come back in the 6th inning, get a hit, get a run, tie the game, and then get a home run to break it open in the 6th inning. And come back to win it. Right now, with 1 out away.
Padres down to their final out now.
He is my main concern right now. Actually, let's listen live to LNB Network and see what happens in this at bat.
Hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1.
Doubled twice, homered. With 2 RBIs.
0-1. Line to the right side.
4 for 4.
Some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
What an unbelievable at bat right there in the 9th inning.
Oh, just a triple shot from a cycle, by the way.
To create an opportunity for your boy right here to be a hero.
Time called here, as with the potential tying run aboard, they'll make the move to get a little more speed.
Of course you're doing that. Tatis is fucking fast. But is he fast enough? Is the question.
Now, Juan Lagares. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. Definitely.
1 for 3.
Winds up a foul ball. 1-run game here in the top of the ninth.
Tying run on first. Go ahead, run out to bat. 3-2, 1 strike. Did he go?
Misses out of the zone.
Blue, you should have asked for help. Where did I miss, Blue?
Has a look, now the pitch. And he grooves the fastball there.
No, and game over.
He crashes into the wall, and with that, the ball game is over.
It's always nice to give your fans.
Would you believe me? The Dodgers would be no hit for 5 1/3 innings and come back to win this game 3-2.
In tonight's game, the Los Angeles Dodgers with a division-best 102nd team win. Garrett Cole wins his 17th game of the season. Roberto Osuna earns the save out of the bullpen, his 39th of the campaign. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening.
We have so much time left in the year. He's probably going to have over 40 fucking saves.
This has been a special presentation.
So we're actually at 39 right now. So clearly he's going to have over 40 saves. I want to guess around 54 saves this year. I don't know. His number looks nice, so might as well think his number. Give or take, that's a decent amount of saves for a year. And only 4 hits, and all 34 runs came in the 6th inning.
They left 5 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 48 minutes. Tonight's paid attendance, us 56,000.
Oh, would have been embarrassing if 56,000 people saw the Dodgers get no hit.
We remind you to please drive home safely.
Shit. Oh well, it ain't gonna help them anyways. You can have Lucas Giolito. I don't really need him anymore.
Good Thursday morning to you, Show Nation. Let's jump right into Wednesday's baseball action. Starting in the National League West, the Dodgers finished off a 3-game sweep as they bested the visiting Padres 3-2. The San Francisco Giants pounded out 17 hits in this one as they took down the Tigers in Detroit 10-9. The Stros got 12 hits in this one as they took down the visiting Diamondbacks 10-7. Jeff Hoffman grabbed win number 9 this year as the Rockies downed the Mets 5-4. The Washington Nationals combined to allow only 4 hits as they took down the Fish in Miami 3-0. The Phillies held the opposition at bay with only 4 hits as they ran over the Reds 8-1. The Atlanta Braves allowed only 5 hits in the game as they bested the Cubbies at Wrigley Field 3-2. The Milwaukee Brewers brought out the brooms in a 3-game sweep as they plundered the Pirates 7-1. The Chicago White Sox launched 3 home runs as they took down the Yankees in the Bronx 6-3. Lourdes Gurriel plated 5 on the day with 2 big flies as Tampa Bay rolled past the Blue Jays 8-2. He is in the top 5 in the American League in hits. Martin Perez tossed a dominating complete game shutout as the Red Sox claimed victory over the Orioles 2-0. The Cardinals had 12 hits as a team as they beat the Royals in Kauffman Stadium 7-4. Jorge Polanco made history by hitting for the cycle as the Twins downed the Tribe 6-3. His modest hitting streak was also extended to 5 straight games. Thanks for joining me. That's all for today. Same place, same time.
Hey Tampa, watch out. New York's 4 games behind you. With so much time left of the year, watch out Tampa. If you ain't on top of your shit, the Yankees are going to take the East. Clearly, the Dodgers could just go on a big losing streak and still be in first place. I got that big enough lead. I'm 43 games ahead from the Diamondbacks. I'm not afraid of this fucking season. To start out the next series, it's gonna be computer on computer until I see Tyler Gilbert make his own debut against the Mets. It's the only one that I will be playing these rookie starts. Their second starts, honestly, except his first one's right here. Oh, fuck you, Chicago. I have a song to play during that series.